Hi everyone, I know it's been a little while, but we are doing another FSD Beta drive 10.69.25.1. Still don't have version 11 yet, but we're going to go ahead and take the car on my normal route to place to get caffeine and then on to where I work, and we'll see if anything happens along the ride. So let's get started. I've been using this version for a little while now, and I can tell you that overall it is really good. However, it's still, if I were to give it a defining characteristic, I would say that this version of FSD Beta is very cautious at intersections, but once it decides to go, it is overly aggressive. So we're coming up on a four-way intersection here. The cross traffic is 55 miles an hour when they get up to speed, and sometimes it makes this right turn on red and sometimes it doesn't. We do have a fair amount of traffic to the left. We do have our creep wall here. That's one of my complaints. I like that there's a creep wall, but if you look at it, there's no way you should be creeping out that far. Okay, we made the right-hand turn, and this time it got in the far left lane. I don't know if that was intentional. The steering wheel kind of made it feel like it wasn't, but it has been doing that more often, which is fine, I guess, in this situation. We will be making a left-hand turn here. As you can see, it's in the middle of winter here in Iowa, and even though there's snow on the grounds, our roads are mostly clear, although there is some snow that's piled up on the sides. And on certain roads, some of the lines are a little covered up, and it makes the car not exactly know what's going on. And in this situation, FSD Beta does work. You're seeing that it's worked, but sometimes it's not quite as locked in on a lane as it would normally be. It is maybe a little more free spirit, if you will, on the lane, but it generally tries to do the best that it can. All right, here we go. Left-hand turn. Very human-like, very buttery smooth. Every time I do one of these videos, it's hard to kind of see the differences from one version to the next, but I always have to reflect back on what it was like when I first got this with 10.3, and there is a night and day difference. Like, for example, whenever we would hit these brakes in the double line here, it would do a phantom brake, and it just kind of didn't know what it needed to do there. Those days are long gone. However, I will admit that some of the things that it did in the past seems better than what it's doing now, and you're likely going to see that here in the next intersection. It is a four-way stop. It splits into a left turn lane, which kind of feels like this lane, and a straight lane, and for whatever reason it wants to put the right turn signal on to get in the straight lane. And then oftentimes at this four-way stop, it throws up the creep wall and tries to inch out on a four-way stop, which it really shouldn't do. So let's see what it does here. See, we have the signal to get in our straight lane. Makes the people behind me think that I'm turning right, and then nope, turn my signal off. And there we have our creep wall, and I have to give it a little gas to get it going. That's been pretty consistent at that particular intersection. If I would have waited for the creep to happen, the people behind me would have gotten really mad. So not exactly the best in that situation. It was obviously safe, but from a I guess general courtesy of the road, it really wasn't what I would like to see it do. Alright, we might keep the green light here on this right-hand turn.
Now turn right onto 7th Avenue.
It's doing a better job on this version of coming into speed in a turn at a more reasonable rate. Sometimes it comes in hot and really tries to hit the turn really hot, and it's doing a good job with that in this particular version, at least in the drives that I've had for the last several weeks. This particular frontage road it used to really struggle with, and now it does actually a pretty decent job. And so we're here at our place of morning caffeine, and we'll pick things up once we have that picked up. So check in with you in just a sec. All right, we have our morning caffeine and we are heading to my place of work, and let's see when it lets us engage full self-driving. See if it'll let it do it before we actually get out of the parking lot here. It is hit or miss in that regard. Hey, Model 3. All right, we're turning it on. We're gonna go. Got us out of there. Did signal real quick. Now we're going to head through a couple of straight intersections, which are never an issue. We'll say that this particular version seems to, at least when you're in following traffic, and there's stops, that for me it is a little late in braking. It does get the job done, but I think it should be braking a little bit sooner, in my opinion. I mean, it's worth saying something that FSD is really coming along. I use it pretty much every day on every drive, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm coming to trust it a little bit more each and every time, and I don't know, and I have to really fight not to be complacent and be distracted and think the car is going to do the right thing, because every now and then the car doesn't do the right thing and you have to be prepared. But 99.9% of the time it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's just that 0.1% you got to watch out for. I'm confident that we're going to get there, but that 0.1% is going to take a long time. I think there's just so many edge cases throughout this country and throughout the world with roads and intersections and cars, and unfortunately everybody around us that's not full self-driving is being driven by a human being, and human beings are just inherently unpredictable. So we're going to be, by the time we get down to the bottom of this hill, we're going to be doing about 50 miles an hour, and we have a right-hand turn. There is a little bit of a side road that it usually gets off on, but right now it's covered in snow, so we'll see if it sees it or not. You have the signal. It's kind of thinking about it, and it's deciding that it's going to wait, and the guy in front of me thinks he's being nice by pulling up to let me out, but I'm going to just go ahead and let the car do its thing. Thank you. Chevy S10 in front of me. So we're going to go ahead and make the right-hand turn. Nice, smooth right-hand turn. I'm also noticing that in this particular version, they're adding parking lots or pulling into parking lots a lot more. Otherwise, the journey would have just ended right where we're in front of the street of where I need to go. But in this case, it's going to actually pull us into the parking lot of my place of business. Wait for traffic, left-hand turn. And there we go. Got me pretty much door to door with a couple of minor pushes with the accelerator pedal. So FSD Beta, this drive, good drive. Incremental baby steps forward. If you ever have an opportunity to drive a Tesla with FSD, give it a try. It is really quite the experience, and it doesn't really capture it very well on a YouTube video. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, because we got videos like this and review videos and road trip videos and how-to videos and tips and tricks coming out all the time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.